Dan, this is at Midlife Crisis Motorcyclist, and welcome to another one of my occasional kit reviews that I do here on the channel. And this actually relates to the Royal Enfield Himalayan 450 that you see here, and I've been riding on the channel for a while now, for the reason that I don't really have many complaints about the bike, apart from the fact that it doesn't have any heated grips. What's the solution to that? Well, heated gloves. Now these Merlin Bednells that I'm trying here are actually the second pair of heated gloves that I've tried out over this winter season. You might have also seen me trying the Ride Iron ones previously, but I thought it would be an interesting comparison to see how they go, particularly given that the conditions have taken a definite turn for the frosty. So yeah, I'm going to need some sort of heating element on my hands, whether it's in the grips or the gloves, just to keep me warm. Now, these Merlin gloves are quite a bit more expensive than the Ride Iron ones. They cost a pretty hefty £269 RRP. You might find them cheaper elsewhere, but that kind of reflects the quality. And Merlin is a bit of a premium clothing brand. Overall, I think they're a really attractive piece of kit. They've got a kind of fairly trad look about them, as you can see, leather uppers and things like that, a nice fleecy lining which makes them super comfortable even before you turn the heating elements on. The other impressive thing about them, which I really like, is the fact that they've got D3O in the knuckle protection there, and they're actually level 2 CE, so that's quite unusual for winter gloves and gives you a little bit of extra reassurance about the protection level whilst out and about. So in terms of the heating, you've got a switch there that you can probably see. There are 3 levels of heating you can choose from, and that varies the amount of battery endurance you get. I think best case Merlin says about 5 hours in the lowest setting. I did a long frosty ride on New Year's Eve and I managed about 4.5 hours, switching between different settings according to the different temperatures we were riding in. So yeah, Merlin's claims feel about right there, but I think probably if you're going to be doing a longer day ride, it would be worth taking the USB charging lead that comes with the gloves and packing maybe a power pack in your pocket or something like that, just to charge them up maybe when you stop for lunch or a brew, because yeah, 4.5 hours, you could be out for longer than that, and let's just say you don't want them running out halfway round the ride, do you? That is obviously one issue with heated gloves as opposed to heated grips, because they don't run out. As long as the bike's running, you've got your heating there. So yeah, that is something to factor in, but I quite like the flexibility of having heated gloves, particularly if you've got an older bike or you're swapping between different bikes and you just want one piece of kit to share across them. In terms of the actual warmth, it's a little bit different from heated grips. I've ridden bikes with heated grips, and with them you sort of feel the heat spreading from the handlebar, from your palms, whereas with heated gloves it kind of comes from the outside. I would liken it to perhaps, rather than gripping a red hot poker, more like dipping your hand in some nice warm water. Slightly weird analogy, but hopefully you see what I mean. The only thing I have noticed is that my thumbs still get cold, but then that happens with heated grips as well. So, but apart from that, they've proved pretty effective so far, but I'll be reporting back on how they go over the longer term. Now, while I'm here, I may as well mention this Merlin Borderlands jacket, which you've probably seen me wearing on the channel quite a bit. I've had it a while now, and I've really appreciated the look of it and the quality as well. It's not cheap at £349, but it obviously goes very well with the gloves, and it puts an interesting sort of modern twist on Merlin's more traditional vibe with its waxed cottons and things like that. And I think it's something a bit different for adventure wear. You know, some of the kind of adventure textiles can look a bit leery, a bit Euro, a bit kind of colourful, all that kind of thing, but I like the kind of underplayed tones of this jacket, and it's got, yeah, just a bit of a different look about it. The one I've got here is a small, and I'd say Merlin's sizing is on the compact size. It fits me just about right. I am not particularly generously built, so yeah, it fits very well. It's a snugger fit. There's also some matching Borderlands trousers which I've got as well. They're very comfy as well. They are in boot, which is a slightly different design from most adventure trousers, so they look pretty smart. But yeah, I think the whole ensemble is a really nice combination of kit. It's kind of more, I would say, spring and autumn wear than full-on winter. There is a level of waterproofing to it. It's not full-on waterproof like some you could get, but I've worn it in a selection of weathers and it's done me pretty proud, certainly if you layer up on colder days and all that kind of thing. So yeah, I've been impressed with the Merlin kit that I've tried so far, and the gloves and the jacket are a nice combination, I think. But what do you think? What's better, heated gloves or heated grips? Let's have a chat about that in the comments thread below. In the meantime, if you enjoyed the video, please hit like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so. And for now, I'll say goodbye, thanks for watching, and ride safe.